You're a yummy ham and cheese croissant. We're going to be speaking about the market cycles and euphoria today and some other very high value content. Mr. Noodles, the market will never return to the euphoria peaks of 2013, 2017, or even 2021 because its structure has fundamentally changed. And he talks about the blue nipple. The blue nipple now represents the new euphoria. So they're talking about this from the on-chain market analysis stuff out here. Remember, friends, as well, a call like that, I know he's not looking at the PMI. I would be very careful about ever making such a call. And I would never make such a call. Like, oh, we're never, ever going to see euphoria ever again. Because if you're looking at 2013, 2017, and 2021, you can see here the PMI was 54, 58, and it even got to 60. Okay, so to say, you know what, we're never, ever, ever going to get a PMI above 54 environment again. I mean, like, dude, we literally have 140 years of data. So, like, you can't say that. But I know it's very hard for everyone to imagine it because it's so fresh in everyone's mind. But what you actually find, friends, this is what happens, okay? The cycle will repeat. It just, takes longer. And it takes more for people to be shown that times are going to get good and trustworthy again. Okay, that's why even one of my theories, and it's just a theory, doesn't mean much. I feel like even if they dropped interest rates, we have a bit of a sugar hit, but people don't trust it. Yeah, because that's what happened last time, right? I mean, they hiked rates from 0 to 5%, right? Jay Powell just literally killed everything, right? So fast. So the fact that it happened, I feel like it just basically it's tormented everyone in their mind, where they go, you know what, I don't want to make these stupid decisions for the future. But but if you look at that, friends, that's very healthy because it means you don't misallocate capital. Which I know I can't believe I'm even saying it, but if you reverse engineer all of this and you get a slow, methodical continuation of a bull market that doesn't have a blow off anytime soon, which is actually the Max Payne scenario. Remember, most people, they've sold, they wanted to go down, and the other people who are long, they want a quick rush to 150K for Bitcoin so they can get out. We'll see what happens. Carly, imagine being bearish. It means you're a pussy. And also insanely retardio. Bad combo. So we do have these voices of reason out here, like Carly coming out here. Remember, friends, as well, Carly, he sold his home and he put 40% of it into FartCoin. And I think he's got a wife and kid. He did. He is not making it up. I hope it does work out. FartCoin, I think it is the premier meme coin of Soylana. It's good enough. A lot of the boomers like it. Right, it's funny, you know what I mean? And by the way, FartCoin was invented by AI. They asked AI, hey, we want to make a coin. What should we call it? And they go, FartCoin. So that's why it's got a funny law. It's like the first, it is funny as well. It's like, Aladdin, the genie. You have one wish. You've got one question to ask to solve all of humanity. What do you ask it? And of course they asked it, what should I name my meme coin? FartCoin. Okay, thank you. Secretary of Labor. Antifa groups are terrorizing some of our cities. It's been less than 2 months since Charlie Kirk was murdered and the radical left is at it again. So obviously, friends, don't let yourself get consumed by this blue-pilled normie stuff. They're all race baiting. Okay, they just get everybody to fight each other. They get everybody to hate each other. There's some sort of interdimensional NHI force that's feeding off this somewhere down the line. We'll never be able to solve it, not in our lifetime anyway. Obviously, this is it's a complete waste of time. Always got to look beyond that. That's how the population is controlled. I cover a lot of this in UFO, UAP stuff. Here, it's just like this never-ending puzzle. We'll just never solve it. It's obviously very clear why we'll never solve it, because Earth's not ours. We're in some sort of simulation matrix, and you and I, friends, we're not the game creators, you know what I mean? We're just players. Dare I say, a lot of us are just NPCs walking around. We're just like GTA 6 characters, man. That's it, walking around. Dr. James Lakatsky Sounds like he's saying we have anti-gravity, but it hasn't been achieved to its full extent.
Other than nuts and bolts. Now, can you study nuts and bolts and use it for a levitating craft would be tremendous. Doesn't have to be a fast craft.
Just to let you know, friends, as well, there's been a lot of cross-corroborated stories living with the tall whites. There was Charles Hall, where, here he is, Charles Hall, walking with the tall whites. So all of this is actually, and it's wild, it actually is 100% verified from Google satellite images and everything out here. Pretty much, it was in some sort of program from the US government, and he worked alongside the tall white aliens. And they did some sort of, I don't know what they were testing on him, maybe just to see if humans can like work with each other and stuff out here. But yeah, they chose him, I think, because he was very kind as a man as well. I remember a few of his stories that he has as well. He was like, he was very cautious of their children. I think he said is basically as well, he goes, if you ever see one of the tall white, it's kind of like a brown bear. You see like a babe, like be careful, mama bear's going to come get you. I think he was very respectful when it comes to their children. That's maybe why they chose him by default. But yeah, in his stories out here, pretty much he kind of alludes to, you know, kind of asking, hey, there's all this anti-gravity tech and stuff out here. And they kind of like tell him, like, yeah, working with the government, you have all the tech, but there was a bit of, friction. And why? It's because Mr. Tall Nordic alien dudes, okay, they don't want to hand over the keys to anti-gravity to humans. All of it. Okay, and then, you know, obviously back then, this happened in 2 years from 1965 to 1967. Okay, now back then everyone was confused. Like, oh, why don't you just help these monkeys and show us how to blow each other up? And now you can kind of see why it's a bad idea. And that's why when you kind of look back at it, you're like, oh, maybe we just have this natural evolution of things that happen where, there's disease and there's bombings and there's famines and stuff. They come, okay? Some of them, not all really natural. That's a whole nother video itself. And then we find solutions for it. We make the medicine, we improve, we make everything a bit safer, and we just keep basically improving along the way out here. So yeah, friends, of course, I make a lot of UFO, UAP videos out here because it's bleeding edge. It is bleeding edge. And, it's just... Because, friends, in crypto, what blew my mind was how much truth there was to, like, that random schizo guy who, like, comes out in the town hall forum going, the system's rigged. They're printing money. Ah! You know that guy, that crazy dude? He's telling the truth. That's how we know. That's what opened my mind. In crypto, I had no idea about the financial system. I remember when I was like really, really young, early uni and stuff out here. Once in a while, I'd rarely come across someone be like, let me tell you how the financial system really works. It's all fugazi. And I'd start yawning. I'd never watch it. I would never watch it. But then you see Bitcoin's chart go for $1 to $1,000, for example. So you start to know, oh, wait, there's some stuff going on here, right? And then you see that starts bleeding on. So we knew, okay, the financial system's rigged. Then I start asking questions. I go, I wonder if the medical system's rigged. Oh, it's totally rigged. It's totally rigged, Reds. There's a guy literally on YouTube. His name MIT Surgeon. People come in with like brain cancer stuff or brain disease. And he's basically told like a robot. He goes, listen, they come in, you give him these drugs, and we do this surgery. But he was new, right? So after like a few years, he's like, man, we can fix their brain disease with diet. All right. So without telling his superiors, he actually recommended privately some of like the customers will come in, whatever. So patients will come in and they wouldn't need to pay for like, $24,000 drug and like the $80,000 surgery just from diet. And I think he either left or he got fired. Okay. So these stories, they start to add up, it's wild. It happens like that. And then obviously the science one comes. I go, wait a minute. Okay. The financial system's rigged. We know that's rigged. We're in crypto. The medical system's rigged. Okay. What about science? And then this is a giant can of worms. It is all rigged. I started learning about this cold fusion. I started learning about the Department of Energy, the DOE, where it's literally the funniest thing ever. Okay, the American government. This is how funny it is. The DOE. They literally. Okay, there was like 17 science labs around America. They proved cold fusion is real. So right now we do heat fusion. You heat something up, you get energy. Okay, but they found that you can get energy if you cool something to zero. Okay, and like 17 science labs around America, these science nerds are like, hey, we can actually get energy when you cool something to zero. So the Department of Energy of America literally just went to every lab, pulled the gun over everyone's head, and they go, hey, scientist, you got to change that result, buddy. They did. And they did that. And they went to their magazine and they go, no, that was totally experimental. We can't repeat the project results. Forget everything we just said. And no one ever spoke about it ever again. And that was in the 1990s. Yeah, it makes me laugh that that's it, man. Because you think, hey, you guys got equations. How do you argue with an equation? Isn't 3 + 3 like always going to be 6? And they're like, no, it's a Batman symbol now. So asking these questions, man, that's how we get through. That's how we get through crypto. All right. That's why it's all part of the same package. And that's why in crypto, right? Like, you know, we know, okay, you cannot be blue pilled. You just can't. Okay. If you're blue pilled, it's a nice, cozy life. But my gosh, like literally everything around you is just a landmine. Like everything's a lie. Everything. It's funny, man. Mr. Grand Inquisitor. You know what's funny? Richard Hart gave you a clear as day pegging gift twice within days. But most of you either forgot or refused to accept this truth. The gift literally is called pegging. You can ignore this again and proceed with your life. So yeah, Richard Hart did post these pictures and stuff out here, okay? But once again, there are two camps of people. Some people say just taking the piss and playing into people's need for like, hey, we want to see a conspiracy, we want to see something going on here. There is that section. And then there is the double speak section of people who are like saying, no, he's talking to people who like, you know, who are in the know, who have done their research. Pulse chain prices are still bleeding. So yeah, we just want to see, obviously, Ethereum above 5,000. It's nowhere near that yet. Otto, Bitcoin dominance is sitting at 60%. Maybe we'll get an alt season in 2026 instead. You want to know what's funny, friends? No one's actually saying this, man. Like no one. No one's saying, oh, 2026 is going to be great. Rarely anyone's saying it. They're not. It's not common. It's not common. Everyone's saying, okay, it's over now, or Bitcoin 150K, sell everything, and then next is bad. Buy back in a year. Right. No one's saying we might just go slowly up. Mr. Shadow Moon, I feel like sometimes I should just chill, but at the same time, it's staring everyone in the face. At what point does this community face it? The Nova Cooler is built. I don't know what a Nova Cooler is.
How much of what was there is gone?
Nothing is gone. It remains.
So he is part of Pulse Chain community. I hope it means some sort of mad tech out here. Shout out to Mr. Dirty Crypto as well. Pre-showered. Pulse Chain. Richard Hart deleted his Band-Aid post today. Speaking of deleted posts, this was it too. So he deleted the post where he talks about the PDI Explorer out here. So yeah, friends, he which is wild. He did actually delete a post about Band-Aids. If you know, friends, like I'm literally pegging my nipples 25 hours a day. So obviously peg, Band-Aid, it refers to obviously refers to PDI. But then, you know, you might, once again, there's always the other camp. They go, well, obviously he deleted it because maybe people getting the wrong hint that he supports it. It doesn't matter, man. You're either in or you're not. I guess we'll just see what plays out over time. Here you have Flood with some Soylana FUD. Flood. Feels very difficult to own Soylana. The meme coin thesis is being BTFO in real time. Internet capital markets are completely fake. You own nothing by owning the token. There is no incentive to build if founders get immediate liquidity. Why do we need stocks on chain when trading equities for retail is already free? So this is just, you know, it's hindsight narrative stuff out here, friends. Remember, Soylana really tried to push the boundaries with like, you know, internet capital markets and all these. It doesn't matter, dude. Like, you've been running a long time, bro. That's it. The narrative doesn't matter. The story, the N-word, it doesn't matter, man. The narrative, friends, I've got plenty of content in the past, present, and future for you. The narrative is a trap word, man. It doesn't matter. This is the SOL-eth ratio. This is soy versus ETH. It's been running a long time, dude. That's it. It's been running a long time. That's it. It's flipped red on the weekly super trend a long while ago, and it's still in a bleeding out phase. It doesn't matter what story you invent. You know, you just got to let the cycle play out. For the rest of us, though, the most important ratio in that I just showed you the SOL-eth is the Bitcoin dominance. Let's hope that good things come our way. 2026. No one expects a slow, boring grind up. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you soon.